What's going on, you guys? Theo here with the big review, back yet again with another King of Fighters Allstar video, and in today's video we are going to be breaking down the update notice for June 9th, and we are going to be talking about the newest FES character to be added into the unified banner as a result, which will be Hinako, and we are also going to be talking about the new events that will be coming along with this update. So before we get into all of that, make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe, and I just want to give you guys a quick shout out and a thank you for getting us to 1900 subs yesterday. I really appreciate each and every single one of you who hit that subscribe button, so definitely if you hit the subscribe button, let me know in the comments section, but I appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much. We're officially on the road to 2,000 subs, so let's go ahead and get that next stretch goal, and then we will, we'll be looking at something pretty for all of you on the other side of that, so, yeah, something to stay tuned for. But let's go ahead and get into this update notice because there's quite a bit to talk about here. So as you can see, we're over on the forum, and we are going to be taking a look at the latest update notice for 6.9 thanks to CM Yuri this morning, and there's quite a bit in here to unpack. So as you'll see, we are going to be getting a new fighter, we're going to be getting new events, new packages, and some system improvements and bug fixes. So right off the top here, as you can see, 2000 Hinako is going to be the newest FES added to the unified pool. She does have a trailer, which we will take a look at here momentarily once we get through the rest of this news, and we'll kind of try and break it down just a little bit. But we've had her in the data for quite a long time. This isn't a new character model by any stretch of the imagination, so this is something that we would have been expecting for quite a while now. So yeah, we all assumed she'd be a unified banner character, but very interesting that, you know, it's been such a long drought with the unified banner, and then all of a sudden they give us a new one, and it's Hinako of all characters, so pretty interesting. I'm not hating on Hinako, I just don't know anybody who Hinako is their favorite character, so if she's your favorite character, let me know in the comments section if you're super hyped for this. But we will come back to this trailer, but she does look really nice as far as the character model, the animations, all that stuff. Skills-wise, I'm having my doubts, but we'll come back to that. So basically, Hinako is going to be a yellow defensive type. So for those of you who are unaware, yellow defensive types, or defensive types in general, can be very, very strong in this game. It just comes down to what the kit looks like more than anything. But being that she is a unified banner FES, don't expect her to be on par with what you would have been used to after the past month with the BS and the SS characters. If you're somebody that just downloaded the game and just got into it, FES units on the unified banner do not tend to be as strong as the limited banners characters, so yeah, I'm having my doubts on that, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Now, when it comes to this stuff here, one thing that you can derive from this is that she isn't going to be getting a new card, so she will not be getting a new 3PG from the looks of it. It's looking like it's just going to be her added into the pool for the unified banner. So yeah, I mean, she's had a 5PG in the game for quite a while now, and it's kind of unfortunate that they decided not to give her a 3PG because that typically can make or break a character as whether or not they are going to be relevant in PvE, much less PvP. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they just didn't put anything here. Maybe they're planning on doing it. We'll have to wait. But I'm having doubts on that as well, that that's actually going to happen. Now, as far as these events go, there isn't anything in here that's overly exciting, but there are some pretty welcome things here. So we are going to be getting a new plus Imprint Stone Super Mission, and as always on the Korean side, they do have better information on their version of the forum, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys this photo here of this Imprint Stone Super Mission screen, and from what we can tell here, there isn't going to be anything too surprising. It does look like we are going to probably be getting quite a few mystery boxes for the plus Imprint Stones, if that's what we're looking at there, with the final reward being, it looks like that selection box. So yeah, a bunch of mystery boxes for Imprint Stones for just the generic plus Imprint Stones. We're going to be getting hammers, so hopefully for some of those later days on that mileage, we will be able to get ourselves some more gold hammers with that as well. So again, we'll have to wait and see what all that's going to bring, but it almost looks like it's going to be very similar to the last Imprint Stone selection mission that we had. So yeah, again, have to wait and see. Now, we are getting a new dice game, so this is going to be the dice game with Leah, and as you can see from the screenshot here, this is what the board is going to look like. We don't have any idea what the mileage rewards are going to be for this, but as you can see, it is paired with a World Drop event. So basically what that means is we will be able to go into the Story Dungeon, the Growth Dungeon, the Advent Dungeon, and the Epic Quest, and farm for more dice so that we can get through this mileage. So again, we have to wait and see what we're going to be getting as far as mileage rewards. It's always pretty much going to come down to what the mileage rewards are as far as what the value is for these types of events. So it's something that we'll probably find out tomorrow, but I'm really hoping that on that mileage we do get some sort of good reward for going through all the different rounds. But I don't know. It's one of those things where the last time they did this, it was about, if I remember correctly, I think it was 20 rounds around this board. I could be wrong on that, but I think it was around 20 rounds around the board, and that took a lot of AP and a lot of work from a lot of people to get through, because at the time we were going for that Dimensional Invitation Purple that they had put on there for that final reward for the mileage. So while that was a really good reward, and it was hot on the heels of a 7 Deadly Sins collaboration where we definitely needed those, it was still a bit of a pain in the you-know-what. So yeah, it's jury's out on this one. Hopefully the rewards for this one are worth it. And then finally here we do have a Summer Battle Pass. They do give us a bit of a breakdown here, which we'll take a look at momentarily, but yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at there. So those are going to be your events, nothing super exciting. I miss the old World Drop events. For those of you who haven't been around for too long, the old World Drop events, basically you could go in and go into all these different dungeons and farm, and they would have a chance to drop different letters that you could use to craft boxes that would then give you potentially some rubies from those boxes that you crafted. And it's been a while since we've had a World Drop like that. Those things were always a welcome addition, and we have not seen one in forever, in lieu of these new versions, which are basically just going to be tied to a dice game, which are definitely a lot less value. So yeah, kind of disappointing there, especially since it was weird timing yesterday. I was thinking about the old World Drop events, so kind of interesting. But we are going to be getting new packages as well. So if you take a look here with these new packages, nothing too special, but I do want to say that KOF Summon Package 2 is new. I haven't seen one with those items in those amounts before. So we're getting 2,000 rubies. We're getting, it looks like for the unified banner, some tokens. It looks like 8 times 10 tokens. And then you're also getting a times 10 ticket voucher. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. We'll have to wait and see what that looks like as far as price goes, but I definitely won't be investing in it, but somebody out there might. So that's pretty much what you're looking at there. Now, when we get to the pass, this is what your pass is going to have in it. So you're going to, it looks like, have the same tiers as usual. But if you do notice here for the reward 1, which is usually your $5 tier, it's looking like we're actually going to be getting a KOF All-Star Battle Card Summon times 10 token times 2, and an All-Star Fighter Summon times 10 token times 2. So that part is new. It actually looks like a few of these things in here have changed, and this actually looks like it might be a lot more valuable than the previous few passes that we've gotten for the $5 tier. Now, this is something that is subject to change. I'm going to wait and see what happens, as I say with most of this kind of stuff, because again, it's Netmarble, and you never know what they're going to pull on you. But with this pass, the way it's laid out here, honestly, there's quite a few tokens in here. This is going to be worth it if it's the way it's looking like right now. So this looks really good. It definitely does not look like it is the exact same as the past few. It actually looks like it's more in line with some of the original ones, which if that ends up being the case, there are going to be a lot of happy people out there, because I know a lot of people were really upset when they decided to change these from the original pass structure. And if they're getting closer to being back to where those original passes were, then that is going to be a whole lot of value, because already, even after those changes, the $5 passes were arguably still worth it. So if this is the way these are going to look going forward, then this is pretty exciting stuff if that is the case. And then if we get down here to the big boy one, the $50 one, or at least I'm assuming it's still going to be $50 like they normally are, then you're going to be seeing you're going to get the 4,000 rubies. You're going to get battle card summon tokens times 10 times 5. So that's a whopping 50 summons for the battle cards, which is pretty nice. It's looking like a FES Fighter selector voucher for volume 14. It looks like you're going to get a FES Fighter memory selector volume 14 times 2. It's looking like you're going to get a Attack Plus Imprint Stone selection box and some Elite Enhancement hammers. There's all kinds of goodies on these. So honestly, guys, I think that they've reworked these in some small way, especially this $5 tier one. Again, I'm going to wait for tomorrow to see what we actually are getting on these, and we'll break it down in that video. But this looks really good. This actually looks pretty darn decent for the price. Now, the $50 one is still $50, but honestly, with the amount of stuff that's in there, if all this stuff ends up being what it looks like on paper, that might be the first one of these $50 tier ones that's worth it after for a while. So yeah, very cool that they're doing that. Now there's a few miscellaneous things in here too to talk about real quick before we get to the trailer for our newest character. So basically, if we take a look here, they do mention that they are adding Lyn permanently to the Hall of Elements exchange shop, and we will be able to redeem for 2,000 of those memory coins like any other memory in the Hall of Elements. Once per month we can get a Lyn memory. So if anybody out there is a huge fan of Lyn, then you can go ahead and it looks like A5 him at some point down the road for free. So rip to anybody who spent money on that pass. That's all I have to say. But that is pretty much what we're looking at, guys. There is some pretty decent stuff in here, I'm not gonna lie. There's a honestly, the pass thing I think is going to be a much bigger deal than people might give credit for. I think that this is actually going to be pretty cool. These do not look like they are bad whatsoever, and this is a sign that they are trying to increase the value proposition of these things, which has been grossly needed for quite a while. So good stuff overall, guys. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at this trailer, and we're going to break this down just a little bit and see if there is anything that we can really derive from this trailer. So let's go ahead and check it out.
Here comes a new challenger!
Hinako! 参ります！
Well, you guys, even if she does suck, at least she's adorable, because the art for this one is really, really good. Overall, she, as far as her art design and her character model goes, she looks great. I think she's adorable. I don't really have any issue with any of that. She doesn't look like she has changed whatsoever from the data mines that we got forever ago. Now, as far as the skill animations, they're not going to show us anything as far as dots or any type of armors or anything like that in these trailers typically, so that stuff we are not going to know until tomorrow. But just taking a look at what little we can derive from this, it looks like she's going to have quite a few skills that are going to launch her forward. It's looking like she's at least going to have 1 or 2 grabs in those. I don't think all of those are going to end up being strike skills from the looks of it, but again, we'll have to wait and see what the kit brings with it. You never know with Netmarble and what they're going to do. Now, in this trailer also, we do get confirmation right here that it's looking like she is not going to be getting a new card finisher. We pretty much already assumed that, but the trailer pretty much confirms it, because this is the finisher she has had in the game for quite a while. So if you already have this card, you can use it on her, obviously. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much what we can derive from this. There's not a whole lot we can tell. It's looking like those skill animations might be pretty quick, so that bodes well for PvE. But again, we'll have to wait and see. So let's go ahead and jump back to the home screen, and we'll give our final thoughts on this. Well, there we have it, you guys. The latest update for the 6.9 update in the King of Fighters Allstar. So make sure that you guys get all of your dailies done early today, as we will be having a maintenance later on this evening. So just make sure that you guys get all that stuff done today that you need to get done before the reset and before the maintenance. Because again, we will have an early maintenance tonight. But overall, with all this stuff, none of it is particularly offensive to my eyes. I think that from what we can tell, there are a few, at least, silver linings to a lot of this stuff. It's looking like that pass is actually going to be pretty darn decent for once. So that's kind of exciting for those of you who partake in those or are interested in those. And overall, with the rest of the events, at least it's stuff that will keep us busy. None of it looks like it's anything particularly offensive. And for the most part, it's just going to be stuff that is going to keep us busy for a week or so until we can get around the corner past the SS Volume 2 banners and see what's on the other side. But we'll wait and see what tomorrow brings, and we'll talk about it then. But that's going to be today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments section if you are a fan of Hinako and if you are excited to see her added into the game. Let me know if there's any of this stuff in particular that you are looking forward to, and I will see you in tomorrow's breakdown for this event once it goes live. But until then, make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Game over.